at philosophy and maths. So how did ancient Greece start? Well, in order to answer that, we'll have to dive in a bit deeper. Greek soup! People started living in Greece more than 8,000 years ago, but annoyingly they didn't begin writing anything down for another 4,000 years. So all we're left with from the earliest days of the Greeks are little bits of stories, legends and archaeology. Looking back into ancient Greek history is a bit like peering into a big bowl of thick soup. Bits of food float to the surface, but you can't see the bottom of the bowl. Imagine if you were swimming around in a bowl of Greek soup with lots of ancient stories and bits of information bobbing up around you. Here's one. Once upon a time, a powerful king called Minos ruled the city-state of Knossos. In his huge palace was a giant maze, and at its heart lived a terrible monster. Well, the truth is, in the rubble where Knossos once stood, archaeologists have found the remains of a gigantic palace that would have been home to a powerful Greek ruler around 1500 BC. It's got more than 13,000 interconnecting rooms, passages and staircases. Here's another. One day, the Prince of Athens went to a friend's wedding. A gang of creatures who were centaurs, who were half man and half horse, burst in, drank all the wine and tried to kidnap the bride. But the prince drew his sword and defeated them. Maybe this tale comes from the time when the Greeks first came into contact with horse-riding nomads. Imagine if you'd never seen one before. He'd look like a man and a horse glued together, wouldn't he? What about this story? The son of the king of Troy stole the wife of the king of Sparta. The Spartan king was very angry and asked his brother, the mighty king of Mycenae, to help him get his wife back. Well, in the 19th century, some incredible golden masks were found buried on a hillside in Mycenae. They were more than 3,000 years old. The Fabulous City. So you see, what we know about very ancient Greece is as soupy can be. But then, around 3,000 years ago, the soup began to disappear. Did a giant drink it? Did the bowl crack so the soup leaked out on the table? Don't be stupid! There wasn't really any soup. It's just a way of saying that about 750 BC we started being able to understand what was happening in Greece more clearly. It was around this time that the Greeks invented their own alphabet, started trading with lots of faraway countries, made loads of money, created their own heroes, and began telling long adventure stories about them. Families grew bigger, more people survived into old age, and soon there wasn't enough room for everyone. So Greek adventurers began doing the same thing as their heroes, sailing to foreign lands and setting up cities there. But however far away from Greece they lived, there was one city back home they always remembered. It was a city so famous and so beautiful it made people proud to be Greek. And it was called Athens! In the long-ago days of myth and legend, the goddess Athena looked down from her home, Mount Olympus, onto the land below. Greece was a hot and rocky place. Its islands were bleached and barren, its mountains were high, and it was starved of fresh water. All of it, that is, except for one small but beautiful triangle of green rolling hills surrounded by a dazzling blue sea, the land of Attica. This will be my land, and I will protect its people, thought Athena, and floated down to Attica to tell everyone her plan. But the gods of Greece were an argumentative bunch, and no